This week's episode of the Good Dude, Good Dad podcast is brought to you by BioPro. Use the link down below plus code GDGD upon checkout, along with Hidden House Coffee. Go to hiddenhousecoffee.com and use code GDGD on your checkout to receive a discount. Now, enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Good Dude, Good Dad podcast. I'm Jordan.
And I am Ben.
And today, it's us. Just us. Just the two of us.
Jordan is
Can make it. No?
struggling right now. This is what happens when, one, you get old.
Yeah.
Two, you go to Disneyland all day
All day.
in the freaking 90-degree weather.
With 3 kids, and you don't leave
Technically,
until...
there's 6 kids between our group.
Yeah. Ben and I, our families, both went together for my son's 5th birthday for the first time. Took him to Disneyland for the first time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you mean?
That is his first time. That's so cool. Like,
Oh, yeah. That
because
was
since
cool.
we live here, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
automatically I guess that's the first world problem in me.
No, we did it on purpose because we wanted to make sure that he could, like, appreciate it. You know, like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to take him too early. Like, we've literally talked about this for, like, a long time, Caitlin and I, on, like, when to go to Disneyland. Because we didn't want him to, like, just, I don't know, not get it.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, if I'm going to spend that money, I want you to have, like, I want you to get it.
that's fair.
And I wanted him to have, like, a sense of, like, it sounds cheesy. I wanted it to be magical.
Yeah.
Like, if you go too young, I feel like they don't get it, and then they're just, like, used to it. They're like, oh, we're just,
So
like,
you're
at
saying my
Disneyland.
kids don't get it?
Yeah, bro. They're spoiled, you know?
It's messed up.
They're
messed up.
spoiled. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
But
hurtful.
it was epic.
It was a long day. Devin and I were talking. We were like, dude, Hudson's so quiet sometimes that I was like, I don't think I heard him say a single word the entire time we were there yesterday.
Bro, he has moments where he'll talk nonstop, but more often than not, he's like pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And then like he'll be and then this is he's got 2 volumes. Crazy loud or he
zero.
whispers. And so like we were at Disneyland and for some reason he was in whisper mode the whole day. So I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, do you have to go to the bathroom?" Yes. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Dude, I need you to yell."
It was so funny. We were literally just like recapping when we were driving home.
Bro.
Because our kids passed out probably like 10 minutes into the drive home. And we were saying like how it was cool that your kids had never been. And then we were telling our kids right before they fell asleep, like we've been in like the season of trying to teach them appreciation value, you know, like, but breaking it down at their level type thing.
Yeah.
So Cash gets it, right? She's about to be 7. So she understands. We actually almost didn't go yesterday.
No way.
But we obviously went because it was Hudson's birthday. If
Yeah.
it was just a Disney day and you guys had passes, like
Yeah,
we would
we'd
have
be like, nah.
just because of how she was choosing to act to things yesterday morning. I was like, dude, I let her stay home from school, you know, like try
Yeah.
to make a special day out of it. And it's just one of those days. And so, you know, we usually don't like to threaten if you keep doing X, you're not going to get Y,
Right,
you know?
right.
But yesterday we were just like, what in the heck is happening? But it's been like the last few days. And so yesterday morning I was like, all right, Cash, like this is your last warning, your last chance. I said, you understand what today is. We're going for our friends, not for you. We're going
Right.
for our friends. And if you choose to continue this path, I'm not going to go. I even went as far as like, I will let Dev take the boys and you will stay here with me. Like, just because I'm like, dude, I'm not going to reward that kind of behavior. It's just, I'm not doing it, you
Yeah.
know? And there's other parents out there that'd probably be like, disagree with that. But
Yeah.
she's almost 7 years old. She is at a level, if you've met my daughter, that is not like your standard 7. She knows what she's doing, how she's doing it, why she's doing it.
Yeah.
Gave her numerous chances to like talk to us about what's going on so we could help her fix it. Then she started lashing out to her brother. I was like, anyways, we almost didn't go. But so we're in the stage of teaching them how to just be like more mindful and understanding of the things they get to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
something as simple as like, you've heard me talk about this, but like when they're in the coffee shops, right? It's not normal that kids get to run around a coffee shop and all the employees are playing with them or giving them things,
Right.
asking them what they want, bringing them behind like the roasting counter, you know, because before Disneyland, we were at the shop for a while.
Right.
And they're hanging out with Brock and Anthony.
Yeah.
You know, it's like not normal. There's other kids there.
Right.
and they're like sitting next to their parents, or my kids are behind the roaster helping Brock like seal coffee bags.
Yeah.
So we've just been in that season of like, hey guys, like we want you to have fun, but we want you to understand like these things are not as common for most kids.
Right.
And I went all down this freaking crazy rabbit hole just to basically say it was really cool that we got to do Disneyland with your family. Cause yeah, dude, our kids have been going I think Cash's first time was, I don't know, she definitely didn't understand it.
Right.
And then we went once a year when our family had come in town.
Right.
So they've been going.
Yeah.
Because like the family would come from Boston.
Right.
And that's what we would.
That's what you do when they come from out of town.
So they've been
Right.
going, I think Walker's first time was like an infant. And then Bo was 2. Which I would always tell Deb too. I'm like, dude, they're not going to get it. But Cash would. So since there's that age gap. But I mean, you see Walker at 2.5, he fully gets it.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, he's like,
for sure.
Last night when we saw lightning, freaked out. He's seen lightning there like 15 times, right? He saw lightning probably last week.
Yeah.
But freaked out because there was no line to finally get a picture with him.
Oh, sick.
And so we went, that was the first picture that we've gotten.
Yeah.
Like as a family at Disneyland, probably like almost ever.
Dude, that's crazy.
And it was with lightning, and Bo was still pumped even though he's past cars.
Right.
Cash is way past cars, but she was still stoked.
Yeah.
So just to see
even if
joy.
they're past to like the show, like just seeing those characters,
Yeah.
in real life. Dude, especially the Cars ones.
The Cars ones was cool.
They've done those are so sick.
Yeah, that's dude. We
Like as a
literally-
grown up, I'm like, dude, that's so sick.
Yeah, and they're like driving around.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, do you think there's someone in those cars?
Yeah, 100%.
And you just can't see them?
Yeah.
So it's someone like controlling it from the inside.
Yeah, I think it's like a golf cart on the inside.
That would make sense. Because
And
we were
then-
always wondering. I was like even trying to look in the window last night. The
Yeah.
guy's probably like, what are you looking at, bro?
There was the Mickey Mouse when you guys first got there.
Yeah.
Like, so I saw Mickey and I was like, oh, let's go over. Let's like just look. I didn't know that they would want a picture or not, but Harper was like in this mini phase and she was like, I need a picture. And she was on one. And people won't agree with this. We were just like, you know what? If it makes you a little happy at this moment, 'cause, dude, she went from, we had tried to get her to nap leading up to it, nothing. She falls asleep 5 minutes before we park and then wakes up 5 minutes later. And if Hudson gets like a 5-10 minute nap, he's okay. He's like me. He'll just bounce back. Harper, dude, it's just, oh man, she was on one. And so we're like, fine, screw it, whatever. And so I'm just chilling in the shade with Paisley and I see Mickey Mouse. He literally looks at like the guy helping him and he like points at the helmet and then he's like, and the guy's like, okay, we're gonna cut the line early. And he's like, Mickey's done. And then the guy's like, already? He's like, yeah, dude, he's done. And I was like, all right. I was like, dude, that poor guy there must have been
Dying.
cooking. It was so hot.
It was
Even in
so
the
hot.
shade, he was cooking.
It was so hot yesterday.
All that being said, yeah, we've talked about it for years about when to take the kids, and we're like, maybe we'll take, it was like, okay, Hudson's 3-ish, like 4, like, okay, maybe we'll like leave Harper home and then just take him. But we're like, we don't really have anyone to watch Harper all day long to go to Disneyland. And then Caitlin's like, is that fair? And so then like now Caitlin, and then Harper was old enough, and I was like, okay, now do we take both of them and leave Paisley at home? Again, we have no one to really watch Paisley. So it was like, I guess it was just like that time where it was like, Caitlin was just like, it's time. Like, we're doing this for Hudson's 5th birthday. And I was like, God, do we have to?
Yeah.
And she was like, we are doing this for Hudson's 5th birthday. So figure it out. And I was like, okay. So, but we were talking about it on the way home too, because everybody passed out, including my father-in-law, before we left the parking lot. And I was like, it was hot. It was crowded, which I don't like crowds and I don't like heat. I was like, but I'm so glad we did it. Like, watching their face light up at every turn, like watching Harper freak out on It's a Small World, when she was just like looking all over, hearing she like cried on Pirates and then immediately got off and was like, let's go again. And I was like, sick, the whole experience, like as a whole, dude, that was so fun. Yeah. I'm so glad we did it. And then I was like, frick, do we try to get passes now? And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
I know. The pass game is I fought it for a while, but I don't like Disneyland personally. But now that I have kids,
yeah,
like I've never been one of those Disney pass guys.
Okay.
Pre-kids.
Okay.
Like you can have paid me to go to Disneyland pre-kids. Like Dev would want to go and I'm like, oh my gosh, like fine, like shoot me now, but I'll go because it's something she's into.
Right.
And dude, we would go and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't understand this. I've gone to Disneyland, I don't even know how many times, countless times, right?
Yeah, we grew up
and
down
I'm
here.
still like, every time I'm there, I'm like, I don't get it. I said it last night.
Yeah.
I told Dev, I was like, are you happy? I was like, was that good?
Yeah.
Like, was it a good day today? And she's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, was it a good day for you? I was like, I mean, I love going just to be with my family.
Yeah.
I was like, I could be content sitting on my couch with my family.
Right.
But seeing like them seeing how happy they get makes all of it worth it. And that's why I do it, obviously,
100%.
But, dude, I fought the passes forever. And then it meant so much to Dev. And I was like, dude, we averaged Disney before the passes. We still averaged a couple times a year because we'd go once with the family.
Right.
And then Dev would want to go like one time after,
right, just with you guys.
During the holiday time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, we're already going twice. And at this point, we were buying 3 tickets.
Right.
And I was like, dude, just to go one day and buy 3 tickets, and then you feel like you have to do every little thing, and it's just no longer, is what we did yesterday. It's not as except yesterday, dude, when we would go we would go early in the morning.
Yeah.
We'd do full day, like full. I mean, we never stayed till 11,
right?
But we would go, 8 a.m. to 7, 8, 9 p.m. And it's just like, it's no longer fun,
right?
Because the kids are like, they're trying to have fun, but they hit a point. Obviously, the parents hit a point, and you're like, dude, we're doing this because we spent, freaking $1 bazillion to come here. Anyways, we got the passes. And I fought it for a while, but now that we have the passes, dude, it was like honestly one of the best things that we did.
So you're saying you don't want me to get you a Disney Dad shirt for your birthday?
Hollow's been trying to get me to get a Disney shirt for so long.
I'm buying you one for your birthday.
I told you we go with them all the time.
Yeah.
He has so many Disney things. I'm like, who?
Well, his dad worked for Disney.
True.
So
but he's a grown adult, so those shirts probably didn't fit him anymore.
We're
gonna
lose some people on this one. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my opinion about Disney adults out of this.
I like watching them.
It was entertaining.
I like watching them.
It is entertaining. I know it. And I'm not knocking on anyone who's done this, but people that go there for their honeymoon, I just don't understand that.
Dude,
doesn't. I was on a beach in Mexico.
Yeah.
Drinking margaritas. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Anyway.
That was a lot of, we're just talking about Disney, guys.
Yeah. People might watch this episode. They might not. Might relate. You might not. Basically, if you're a good dad, sometimes you just do things and suck it up for your family because it makes them happy and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And because you love them.
Buying 4 Disney passes.
Like buying 4 Disney passes.
In all fairness, payment. It is a car payment.
It was. We got super blessed because both Caitlin's parents and my parents wanted to help out for the birthday.
Yeah.
So honestly, by the time they helped out with us, and then Caitlin's dad flew down to come with us, and Dan, his love language is buying things for people for sure. He, and then you bought food. Like, honestly, we ended up not spending a terrible amount of money.
That's
which
awesome.
I was like...
I spent a terrible amount of money.
Yeah. Dude. Well, I mean, Hudson's 5th birthday has been going on for like a week now.
I know. It's been a while. Dude, I think we spent $350 yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. Seriously?
Yes. About $350 on just being at Disney.
I spent about $350 too.
Which is crazy.
But they bought presents. So.
Yeah. We made that clear to the kids before we got there.
Yeah.
Because usually, we don't buy them stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But it's part of the excitement. And Deb and I, this is why we work our butts off, right?
Right.
So there's times where, like we went with Hollow and Grace 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And Cash really wanted to get something for her friends. Just something simple.
Yeah.
So we got little Pez things, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we had to buy 5 of them. So like
$20 a pop.
Yeah. So there's this time when we were on the way, we were like, hey kids, like, don't ask for a single toy.
Right.
You're not getting a toy. It's not about you guys today. I was like, if you want to buy like your friend something, cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, you guys are not getting anything today because I was like, no, we want to buy you guys food. We want to do all that stuff. And
dude, thank you.
But dude, $350.
That's
like
without buying any toys. That's just water and food.
No toys, water and food.
Yeah, dude.
We didn't buy alcohol,
and we didn't even buy like that much like fun food. It's
No,
not like we
when I
went
told
like
Devin how
popcorn.
much that
We didn't
food was-
do churros. We didn't do,
Dude, she was like, wait, we spent how much on that little tray?
dude.
Yeah.
That was,
It was
Yeah.
bomb.
yeah. I peeked over your shoulder when you were checking out because I was gonna Venmo you, and
Yeah.
then you're like, come on, let me do this. And I was like, all right,
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
let you.
care.
But I was like, and then I saw the tray. I was like, oh,
For that much money? Dude, I think our entire barbecue Monday was less than that.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
fed all of us.
dude, I owe you some money because you
Nah.
fed us at the barbecue too.
This is his birthday. Hudson's birthday
Hudson's
week.
birthday week, dude. The best part is he's been telling people, he'd be like, I'm turning 5. My birthday is on Monday, but my birthday's not over yet.
Hey, man, let him enjoy it.
The best part is I think on Saturday, they're trying. My Caitlin and her dad are trying to convince me to go out to Palm Desert for the afternoon to see her grandma, the kid's great grandma.
Yeah.
Which is another like 2 hours out, 2 hours back.
Yeah.
To do another little birthday with her out there. I'm like, bro, how many birthdays does a 5-year-old need? 5 birthdays for a 5-year-old. Anyway, all that being said, I don't know.
Dad stuff, dude.
Dad stuff.
This is just dad stuff.
Just dad stuff.
Now we're going to get into more real stuff.
Yes.
And we don't want to run this episode.
No,
that
we're at
crazy,
like
but-
16 minutes. We're doing fine.
But basically, Jordan's gonna share as much as he wants or as little as he wants, but he's going through a life change, and right, life
A
change,
life change?
life.
It sounds like you're like I'm going to change genders or something.
No, life, life. Yeah, a life
going
change.
through career change.
Career. There
again.
you go. There's the word career. Yeah.
Kind of. I kind of see
Career
it as
life.
I kind of see it as a career change, kind of not.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well,
What
as
are you
you can
doing?
see, well, actually, I look scruffy now, but last episode I just had a mustache and my flow is gone.
Yep.
I have felt the desire to go back into the fire industry, going back, trying to pursue fire again. So those of you that didn't know, I worked my butt off, did EMT, did fire academies, actually paid for my own academy, paid for my own paramedic, and then had the opportunity to open a business, left and did a bunch of other things while trying to start a business, right? Because usually you should have a side job while you're starting a business, or a main job and make that your side job. So I worked for banks. I worked for processors. I became a payment processor. Ended up working with Hidden House, working for Hidden House, working with Ben, working for Ben, doing a bunch of different stuff. But it all started, man, like what, 4 weeks ago now?
Something like that. Yeah. About a
Yeah.
month.
It literally,
Very fast.
yeah, it was funny because like leading up to it, I had a bunch of different conversations with old buddies about fire stuff, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. Like I'm good. I've kind of always said that, knowing that I just assumed that Caitlin had said before, she was like, I prefer if you didn't go back in. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy with where we're at. It's nice having you home, all that kind of stuff. Long story short, I had a bunch of little conversations, and then we were after church one day, and it's funny, I was telling Danny, I was like, Liz, Danny, it's your freaking fault that my whole life is turning upside down. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, Danny, you asked me about being a reserve firefighter, like questions. And I was like, that led into Devin asking me if I'd ever go back into the fire service. That led into me going, I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was like one of the few things in my life that I've ever felt like I'm really, and this is kind of a weird spot for me to talk about it before I get hired back with a department, or hired with a department, is that I don't want it to come off like cocky, or it's a very weird at least it used to be. I'm not sure if it's the same way. It's just kind of something that you don't say you're a firefighter unless you're a firefighter.
Yeah.
And there's like those Ricky Rescue kids that like go out. It's like it's very much kind of like the military, where there's like certain things you just kind of,
Yeah.
you don't say
the unspoken rules.
Yeah, they're unspoken rules. So all this to say, I am having to go through the entire process of trying to get back on with the fire department.
Yeah.
But Danny was asking me questions. I said, that was the one thing I felt in my life that I was actually really good at. Like really good at. And I had all the letters of recommendation. I had all of like the golden ticket for firefighting, right? You have an academy and you have a paramedic.
Yeah.
You have a golden ticket. So like literally that was mine. And I test well. So test well, paramedic, fire academy, 911 ambulance experience. If you have all four of those, it's literally like just a matter, unless you're just like a turd of a person and you have like a gnarly background, which I have none of. Maybe I'm a turd of a person, but you have a background, you're guaranteed to get hired probably by a pretty big department.
Yeah.
So it literally is just like a matter of time. And right when I finished paramedic school, like I graduated, I decided to step away from the whole process. So that being said, Danny was asking me questions about reserve. I said, I love it, blah, blah, blah. That led into the two people, but three people that I was like, kind of put my reason for why I wouldn't go back was you and Devin.
Yeah.
Two. And then Caitlin. I was like, Ben and I are doing too much stuff together. I was like, I can't do anything that would jeopardize all the other stuff we have going on.
Yeah.
All the businesses and all that kind of stuff. And then Caitlin. So Devin was like, actually, dude, I think that would be a great idea. And Ben was like, yeah, dude, 100%. Like, what about our friend Josh, who's a PD? He was like, Josh went back at like almost
late
40.
30s.
Yeah, late
like,
30s, almost 40s. And he said he would never go back.
Yeah.
And I was like, for some reason, I was like, oh, wow, never thought of that before.
Yeah.
And then you were like, dude, we could keep doing all the same stuff we're doing.
Yeah,
In fact, it would be better. Like I wouldn't have to pull so much money from everything to support my life. So it actually frees up more capital for us to do more things.
Yeah.
Obviously more financial stability, right? Outside of being a business owner. I have a herd of children and my wife wants one more, health benefits, all that stuff. And I was like, well, that's crazy. I was like, well, Caitlin, there's no way Caitlin would go for it. So we literally hopped in the car. Just so happened all our kids fell asleep that drive home. And I go like, Caitlin, you never guessed the conversation I had with Ben and Devin. And so I replayed the conversation back to her and she goes, honestly, I think that's not a bad idea. And she said it in a really nice way. She was like, I mean this, well, she said it like this. She's like, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I can tell you're like slowly dying inside. And then like I can tell that you feel like there's unfinished business somewhere in your life. And she goes, if you think that is it, then you need to pursue it. And I go, okay. And so within a week, I had to go back and find all my licenses, all my documentation. Luckily, thank you, Dad, if you're ever listening to this, my dad kept a backup on his computer.
Oh.
Like, I can't find the hard drives that had everything on it.
Yeah, I don't know where half my
I don't.
is.
Because, I was in a burn the bridges mode, and that was almost 10 years ago that I stepped away. So it's like this whole process is going to be interesting as I'm going through it because it's been so long. But it was 7.5, 8 years ago. My dad just happened to have a folder with all of my license, all my documentation,
That's
basically
sick.
like my hire packet, my get hired packet, like everything in it, minus letters of recommendation, which I'm like, those, I wouldn't use those anymore anyway because those are so old.
Yeah.
I can't hold a battalion chief from 8 years ago who probably doesn't even know who I am anymore for calls I used to run with him 10 years ago. So my dad found all that stuff. I realized that all my medical licenses had expired, so paramedic is gone.
Dang.
I did not renew my EMT going into my paramedic because paramedic supersedes EMT.
Yeah.
So there's no need to do that. So that's expired in 2017. That expired in 2017, I think. So I had to find a EMT school. So I'm literally going back to EMT school, which I did in 2010 originally. I'm going back into EMT school for a solid month doing an accelerated course and in hopes of seeing where this leads me. See if I can get hired with a department. Everyone I've talked to says I have pretty good chance kind of going through my background, but I mean, there's some big factors. One, I'm a little bit older, which nobody seems to mind. People go through in their 40s.
Yeah.
And then my stroke. I don't know where that's going to lead. There might be, because I have no deficits, everyone I've talked to has been like, nah, dude, you're good. But you don't know until you get there. You know? So, so I'm literally poor Ben, I'm within like a week and a half or 2 weeks, I literally was like, hey, I'm going to package up all of the Hidden House stuff I do in the San Clemente location and just hand it off to you. And then all the stuff I do, it's not that much stuff.
That's a
but
good amount.
package up what I do and hand it off to you. I told my processing business partners, I was like, hey, can you guys just kind of cover for me for a month? And then I'm going to figure out good dude, good dad as we kind of, I mean, I think I can do that. It's not a big deal.
We'll figure it out
between breaks and stuff like
well,
that.
Even
so,
if we have to do remotes, which we've done.
We've done before.
I'll be in here by myself.
Nah, dude,
Just talking to myself.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm going through a whole change. Hey guys, this is Jordan with Good Dude, Good Dad. Quick break. I just want to thank our sponsors. The first one being BioPro. The link is down below. Use code GDGD. Ben and I have been on for about a month now, and it goes under your tongue in the morning. There's a night version to help you sleep a little bit better. But I tell you what, I get home, and for the first time in a while, I actually have some energy to hang out with my kids, to play, to get my workout in, and the best part of all, to hang out with my wife at the end of the night and not feel utterly exhausted. So go check out the link down below. Next, Hidden House Coffee. Go to hiddenhousecoffee.com, get a bag or 2 or 10, and use the code GDGD for a discount on that. I want to say thank you to Rode for all this amazing equipment and the sound quality. And last but not least, go check out gooddudegoodDad.com. Get yourself some sweet merch. Sign up from our emails. And please like, share, and subscribe. It's all because of you guys that we are growing. We're excited to bring on more guests and serve you the best that we can. So remember, be a good dude, be a good dad. Get back to the show.
Yeah. I was asking Jordan if you'd want to talk about it because we have had guests numerous times talk about, like, life-altering changes, right? Like, not that this is life-altering because it's not, because you've gone down that route. But I think the value in this conversation, for me, looking at it, for like our audience and the people that listen to us, is simply is like, are you 35 or 6?
34.
34.
I'll be 35 this year.
So 30. Let's just say 34.
Yeah.
We'll go 35. Saying you're 35. Which, to some people is like, obviously it's not old, but it's no longer young anymore.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, we're in that age of like, you're no longer young and you're no longer old.
It's that middle.
Like, dude, I'm becoming more and more, we've talked about this, more and more the oldest one in the room in certain places that I go to. And I'm like, what is
100%.
happening? Like, how is this happening? And, but with that comes a lot more life experience, right? Like you know who you are, you know what you want. You know what your values and your morals and the things you want to raise your family up in. Mm-hmm. You know all these things now. Now it's just an avenue, or I feel like our age range now is more, unless you started in a career that you liked when you were younger.
Yeah.
Or 2, you like walked into something.
Right.
Or 3, like you're doing something that you hate. Those are kind of like, I feel like the 3 stages, right? You started something at a young age and it's been great for you.
Yep.
2, you stepped into something in between like that younger age and our age now, and you're doing well. Or 3, you have a great job, but you're miserable and you hate it. I feel like those are, or 4, you're lost still, which is totally okay, and you're still trying to figure it out. But I think the value in this conversation is more so just like, Jordan's 35, he's got 3 kids, a wife, a life here in Orange County, and he's still willing to step out in faith to do something that he feels he was called to do a long time ago. Like, dude, that's I don't care like who you are or how you slice it. That's scary. That is a scary thing to be able to be like, oh shoot, let me just stop what I'm doing at this age with a family. It'd be so different if we didn't have kids. If it was just 100%. You and your wife, cool, right?
No
Gamble, roll the dice on everything. But when you throw kids into the mix, I feel like it radically changes the scope of things and how we do things. And your why now is not just because you're a young dude and want to be successful. Your why now is like your family.
I got mouths to feed.
Yeah, not just your wife, but your children. And you want to leave them something. You want to show them something. You want to be able to help give them things that maybe you didn't have, or the person, listening to this, you want to be able to give your kids something that you didn't have. Whatever the reason is, I think there's just so much value in you talking about this, and because I feel like in today's world too, it's more often than not. Like I know several people that have stopped doing what they're doing in their 30s to do something different. But you have this notion growing up that like, oh, 30s, you're going to be like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is not, as we're in that age range now, I'm like, oh, frick, dude, like there's so many days where I want to do something different. And if I'm just being real, like I'm like partially jealous of you. Because man, there's those days more often than not, I feel like, where I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I still doing this? Why? Like, just why? Why am I still doing what I'm doing? But to the outside person looking in, they're like, oh, they're good. Like,
there's a lot of value in you saying that, because a lot of people just from the outside looking in, you go, well, and I've, one thing I've noticed, I've now hit, just about every type of career you can do. Like I've legitimately, like I've done 9 to 5, like behind a desk. I've done like what would be considered blue collar EMS style work. I've done just manual labor stuff. I've done business ownership. I've done contracting. I've hit just about every type of category of work that there is.
Yeah.
In broad scope. And grass is always greener. Like I have worked with so many different people like, oh man, if I only did this, if I 9 to 5, if I only owned a business. And I'm like, bro, you don't even understand the challenges that come with owning a business.
Yeah.
Where like a 9 to 5, you get to like at the end of the day leave and just turn off your brain.
Yeah.
But I understand that you're also there from 9 to 5, which is also complete BS. Yeah. That's hard. There's 9 to 5. I mean, there's manual labor. It's difficult. You're working with your hands. You wake up, you're tired, you're sore, you're beat up. It's everyone thinks that the other person has it better.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm like looking at it over the years now, it's like, I don't think anyone really has it quote unquote better. I think it's just choose your hard.
Yeah.
It's all going to be difficult. So now it's like, okay, which difficult is the best difficult for you? Or which difficult is going to allow you to fulfill something that's going to be called what you consider your calling, or what you feel like you're led to do, or, and this comparison of thinking that you should be farther ahead than you are. I feel like that's the majority of people out there. I mean, there are some people that are out there crushing it. There's freaking 12-year-olds on YouTube making millions. I'm like, bro, congrats. That's awesome. That's not 90% of the people out there. And to those 12-year-olds, dude, I hope you continue to crush it the rest of your life. That's awesome. I'm sure they'll find adversity in some other. Adversity is going to get you no matter what.
Yeah.
It's going to get you. I mean, that's life. Life is hard. It's just hard. It is. So if it doesn't get you in one area, it'll get you in another. Basically everyone thinks they should be farther along than they really are. And like I was talking to my business partner for the processing the other day, and he was like, man, I constantly feel like I'm behind. And he's like, but I'm like realizing that the more people that I talk to, most people didn't make their money until later on in life, the ones that are highly successful. And I was like, bro, that actually reminds me of a great conversation my mom told me once that she had with my grandpa, her stepdad. When he passed away, extremely wealthy, was able to leave a really nice inheritance for all 5 of his kids, which is insane. Like a really nice inheritance for all 5. And he said that up until his mid to late 50s, he didn't make any money.
Yeah.
And he owned like 6 real estate offices at one point. Dang. And he was like, I made next to nothing for up until my late 50s. And then he made all of his money between like 50 and I think 55 and like 75 is what he told my mom. And he left this life, he left behind a substantial chunk of money. And so I'm like, yeah, dude, I just can't, like that's such a lie of thinking that I'm constantly behind, or that like I'm on the 35, maybe a third of the way through my life. I'm not on the back half of my life.
Yeah.
Or, you can pivot at any time. Like, I don't know. I'm because with, like I was saying earlier, life is challenging, life is hard, but that's what helps you grow, right? I was like, life is going to get you, but that's also because it teaches you things you need to know. My life up until this point financially has been very, from when I was like a teenager and we lost our business up until now, has been very tumultuous. There's times where I've made a decent amount of money. There's times where I've made next to nothing. And it's built this whole ability to pivot in me, where it's like, it's funny because you've talked about me switching back over to fire. And to me, it's like, to me, it's like no big deal. I'm like, oh, I'm doing another career change. And
Yeah.
I feel more like a psychopath because this is like my fifth one since since I entered the adult years of my life. I feel more like an ADD kid that can't seem to make up his mind. But also I've grabbed something out of each stage of life I've been in. And now going back into this, I'm like, man, I'm almost excited. I'm excited, not almost excited. I am excited to go back into the EMS side of things, like Lord willing, I get hired and with a department and all this different stuff. The life that I've lived so far, there's so many amazing lessons that I know that I can bring to wherever I end up stepping in, that I can hopefully teach some of these young guys. Like, dude, I'm going back to EMT school at 35, basically, with a bunch of most likely 17 to 19-year-olds. I went to go pick up my books the other day, and when I opened the door, a class was coming in, and they're like, sir, because they all thought I was already hired with a department and off duty, you know, like probably an instructor, which fair, like all the guys I got hired with are all now captains and engineers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's to me, it doesn't, everyone's telling me it's a lot crazier than I feel like it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's just part of my life experience.
That's also a very unique ability to have, though. Like, dude, I couldn't do it.
Really? Yeah.
And be like as like calm as you are. Like for me, dude, if I were to do that, just because of how the nature of just like my life has always been this one thing, right? Like it's been since the Marine Corps till now, it's been entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Some have been great, some haven't, some are still make me question myself, but you know what I mean? It's just like I've been doing that.
Yeah.
So I think you have a unique gift and ability to be able to kind of just be like, all right, like, yeah, this is life. I'm gonna figure it out. Like I think it's awesome, dude, because not everyone could do that. My personality type, I would have a really hard time with it. I'm willing to not have a plan to a point.
Yeah.
Like, you know me. Like I can kind of like bend and go with the flow to a point.
Right.
But then there's always that one thing where I'm like, wait, like it brings me back. It's like that magnet, right? It's like, sucks me back to, no, this is your lane.
Yeah.
You know, but like, I'm always willing to kind of like cruise and flow, but to a point. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, I get sucked back into, no, this is your reality. This is what you're doing. This is who you are. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would be easily able to shift. I've talked about it a lot. But I think also, I've been on my own since 18. And so it's like, I feel like I just would have a really difficult time no longer. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think I would personally have a hard time not being able to just wake up one day and not go to work. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, I know.
It's just, like I said, I've been on my own since I was 18. The people I'm accountable to are the people that are in the businesses and then myself. Right. So if I don't do something, like no one's going to do it for me.
Right.
Which is a blessing and a curse. Yeah. And all that to say is like, I think you have just this unique ability, dude. And it's it's
through
something
it
that's cool.
too, I've figured out things that I'm not good at, like I've had to, over the last 2.5, 3 years, I think I've had to have some tough conversations and realizations that there are just things that I'm just not good at.
Yeah.
Things that I wanted to be good at that I just wasn't. And it wasn't leading, I could do things well enough to maintain but I couldn't do things well enough to, I think, I don't know, man. What am I trying to say?
He's Disney hungover.
I am Disney hungover. I just there are things I'm good at and there's things I'm not good at. And so looking at my life, I think over the last several years, I've just kind of had to like start making pivots and realizing like, hey, like if we want to if we want to have 4 kids and we want to continue to live in this area and we want to maintain a certain level of lifestyle, there's moves I need to make.
Yeah.
Like if right now, and this move also makes sense, right? Like if right now, well, that's not true. I was gonna say, if you told me just to like dump everything and start a new business, that I wouldn't do it. That's actually not true because I just did that like not too long ago. I don't know, dude. I think just having been from a place where my family was that poor, like literally lost everything.
Yeah.
That I've kind of just lost that sense of fear, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Either that or I just learned to live in anxiety and chaos.
Yeah. Which is they're both great tools though.
Yeah, it can be. It can also be pretty detrimental too. Like I was telling somebody the other day that I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I hope this move isn't a fact that everything was kind of, I'm not going to say going great, but was going well enough, and the stability of it all was actually causing me to like, I don't like
chill.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It like if everything's not slightly chaotic, it kind of I start getting an itch. Like I'm like, everything's running too smooth. It's time to make some more chaos somewhere, to keep me busy. So, I don't know if that makes sense at all. But anyway, yeah. So we're making that, and this has happened so fast. Like it's literally, like I said, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
And I just need to. I mean, I have to get this EMT renewed. That's my main focus because once that is renewed, I have everything else. So then it's just I mean, I've already I've already gone and taken some of the standardized. If you guys follow this and know the fire service, FCTC and the CPAT, I've already taken those. I need to try to find a way to get on a biddle somewhere. I think that would be good. But I've already started taking like the tests and the steps. So really all I have to do is add this EMT on top and then just start applying and see what happens.
We're cheering for you.
Yeah. I'm a little limited too. Like, I think there's some smaller departments that I would have been able to go work for back in the day that now I don't think I can just because it's been so long since I've been through an academy.
Never know though, man.
You never
Doors
know.
could open.
You never know. So,
if my neighbor Jordan's listening to this, make some doors open. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, we'll see. I hope that didn't offend anyone in the fire industry or break any of those unwritten rules. But I feel like
if it did, that person's too sensitive.
Probably.
And probably shouldn't be in first responding.
Probably.
You should not be a first responder. No offense.
No, this is it's just my personal experience. Am I getting hired with the department? You never know. I have to test well. Which I have been doing. I have to interview well, which I think I can do.
Yeah. Dude, you're going to bring such a more unique perspective now though, because you've already said it. Like you have life experience and you now are not the dude that you were 8 years ago.
Oh no, I was such a turd.
And that's what I mean is like you have this unique ability. And I feel like if I were the person in a spot of like hiring, I would gravitate towards that way over the 24-year-old hotshot.
Yeah.
All day long. Literally all day long.
Well, yeah, I mean if you think about it too, just from a purely like logistic standpoint, I have more of a reason to be there at the end of the day because I have
you have more
kids.
reason, you have the knowledge in life. Like dude, you can't put people hear this and then we'll probably wrap it up, but people hear this all the time of, you go in and apply for a really high paying position job, right? But your only experience is college. You might have a PhD in X. You interview the next person, they have a master's, but they have 15 years of experience. I'm taking the 15 years of experience all day long.
Yeah.
Because it brings a unique perspective. You bring, and this is not a knock at somebody that doesn't, like that is the younger one,
right?
But you bring more life value.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that can't be taught.
Oh,
It
yeah.
comes with time, and we're all gonna get there.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna go through life. You're gonna go through these seasons that you gotta in work and not work, but you got to be able to figure them out. And when you do, and if you do, and when you do, you know, you bring this just massive amount of value.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only something that you can get with time.
Yeah.
Time in life, you know?
I'm excited to actually, because one part you go through are these oral interviews.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to talk about this podcast in the oral interview. And I actually kind of hope that, if there's departments that, you know, when I start hiring process, that they actually go through and try to listen or look at this platform, and see if I would be a good candidate based off of some of this. Because I think part of this is what I want to bring to a department. Is what we're doing here is make that another part of what I do. At, you know, being around is helping
dude.
people figure all this stuff out. So
I've already thought about that too, my man.
I know. So anyway,
I'm proud of
man.
you, dude.
Thanks for making me talk about it. I didn't really want to.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't really want to share.
I
about
haven't
it.
wanted to share a lot of the stuff you've made me share. So
Yeah,
there's that, sucker. I'm just kidding, dude. For real, I'm proud of you, man. It's a hard. I don't care what you say. It is a hard thing to be able to just switch what you're doing. You might be more accustomed to it, but it's a hard thing. I don't think I could do it as easy as you're doing it, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And I have been poor, so the poor is not like the. I
That's
am
true.
currently
That's true.
poor, like
Yeah.
so. That's not the thing, you know. I'm poor in money, but I am rich in life, man.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that I am constantly trying to tell myself because of that comparison. Because it is very easy to be like, well, I should be X, Y, and Z.
For sure.
And I've been talking about it a lot lately.
Yeah.
Because it's real, dude. It has been just gnawing at me. And I'll be able to like kick that dog off for a little bit, and then it comes back. And then you're at Disneyland on the Dumbo ride trying to figure out how you're going to transfer funds to cover payroll. Right. And then it's like you kick the dog off again.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I know how I'm going to pay payroll. I'm just not going to pay myself. And you're like, bro, I've been doing this for 15 years and here we are.
Yeah.
That's a comparison.
Well, like I just said, there was a point where my grandpa was like one of the top real estate agents in like northern Orange County, like Chino, Whittier, that kind of area.
Yeah.
He had like 6 really high level real estate offices. And he was like, dude, we could barely make ends meet.
Yeah.
With 5
it was
kids.
probably pouring money back into things.
Oh,
and
100%.
because, you know, you always have this notion of the more you grow, the more you have. And
carrying partners at one point, I know that. And like, you know, making sure that their families were fed. So he was, you know, having a hard time feeding his. And, you know, at the end of the day, he was able to figure it out. But he was like, yeah, I mean, he's like, looking back at it, he's like, you guys remember we were in like a 3-bedroom house with 5 kids?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, you know, it wasn't by accident, you know?
Grass is not always greener.
Not always greener. But
all
right, dude. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks for listening in.
Support Jordan on the way too. Honestly, I know it sounds silly, but he's the one that checks all the Instagram 24/7. So drop him some encouragement. Unless you're too macho.
Also,
just kidding.
We just got some pictures of some samples of some new hats that we have coming.
Dude, we
just
have
had
like,
a new
4 or 5?
Yeah,
4 or
I think we'll probably make
5-ish?
3, and then we already have one that's made. Yeah, we have a sick hat that's coming out. I think we're gonna pick up in the next week or so. That's already
Hopefully,
done.
I'm gonna try to get him Sunday.
Really?
I'm gonna try to.
Dude, if that's the case, I'm gonna be
I
posting
should
them.
text him right now, actually.
But go check out our merch, gooddudegoodDad.com. Thank you to BioPro, to Rode.
BioPro. Oh, dude, George has been talking about his results from BioPro, and it's so cool. It's so crazy. He's been crushing it on that.
We gotta have him come in and chat about that too, because he's like, he doesn't drink a lot of coffee.
Is there anyone by my truck? No?
No.
All right.
Anyway, remember, be a good dude, be a good dad.